beautiful people. Hope you guys are doing well. And thank you so much for joining today. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about something. Somebody drew my attention to something, and that is the reason why I'm even here in the first place. Now, let's talk about this university that admissions is going to open very soon in Europe, and this school is very cheap. As a matter of fact, you can pay just about 200 euros, 400 euros to study in this university, but some programs do cost more. Now, why am I talking about this? Because I have realized that many of us, I think maybe more than 2,000 of my followers, they want to only apply to this particular university. It's called the University of Luxembourg. And of course, we all know that Luxembourg is a powerful country in Europe, a small country, but very advanced. All right. It's the powerhouse of Europe in terms of money. It's also like a financial powerhouse. That's the way I can call it. It's an investment location. Okay, that's how I can call it. And do not forget that transportation is actually free in Luxembourg. It is a small country. They need people to come in, but please, you have to be focused. You have to think before you apply. Now, I'm going to give you some secrets, some things. Let me just talk about these things. So before you even go and start doing the application to the University of Luxembourg, you should know that this is what you need to know. Remember, this university is one of the strongest universities in Europe. I think the University of Luxembourg is ranked around 250, in between 250 to 260 worldwide. It's a new school. It's not been long that it came into existence, but trust me, the people of Luxembourg, the administrators of that institution, they actually input a lot of energy to see it where it is. You know what it means to say a university is ranked among the first 300 in the world, right? It is not an easy thing. Now, understand that if you want to apply and gain admissions to the University of Luxembourg, you need to be proactive. You need to sit up. You need to do the work. Now, let me explain something to you. A strong application to this particular university is the only thing that can help you. So, when you are doing your application, okay, please put in a very strong application. Don't neglect certain things on the website. First of all, make sure you go through the website thoroughly. I cannot overemphasize on this. Make sure, I know most of us, we don't want to read. We are only looking for corny styles or ways to go and do things. But again, if you want to gain these admissions to study in Luxembourg next year, the application is starting soon. This is not the first video I'm doing about this particular country. I have said many times that it is closer to Belgium. They do things almost the same way as Belgium. And for Cameroonians, you are going to be using the Belgian embassy in Cameroon to apply. There is a video I did where I said there are two ways to do the application. Now, when you are going through the website of this university, remember, I always tell people, some universities will permit you apply for programs that does not relate to your bachelor's. Others will permit you apply for new programs, like you swap a degree program. But if you want to study at the University of Luxembourg, make sure the program you are applying for have a relation, matches with what you did at bachelor's level. It is so important because if they check and they notice that what you are trying to apply for is not the same or almost the same as what you did during your undergraduate level, they will not consider you. Remember, this is a top school and this is a competitive school, because some programs, about 40 or 50% of their programs are free. So many international students want to apply. So make sure you go through the website well, then make sure the program you are applying to have a link. If you study economics at bachelor's level, look for economics for masters or something related. If you study financial management at bachelor's or finance, look for something financial management at masters. You shouldn't study biology at bachelor's level and you want to go study medicine or nursing at master's level. It doesn't work that way. I hope you understand this. It is a simple trick that you must use. Don't just go apply for a program. Spend time on the website. Secondly, Before I even talk about this point, if you need a one-on-one call with me, please book a call from the video description box. The only way to call me on phone is via a call. I'm so sorry. My work, my school, my other things, myself, my life, it's not easy for me. I just make sure I find time to come here and I teach. I drop one or two videos and I go to my other platforms, I drop them. Remember, if you really want to reach out, check the video description box. Moving further, when you are trying to apply to the University of Luxembourg, also put the fees into consideration. Like I said before, not all the programs will charge you 200 euros. Not all will charge you 400 euros. Some cost 2,000 euros, 3,000 euros, 4,000 euros per year, per academic year. That's for 2 semesters. Example is entrepreneurship, and I think another program applied something, Masters in Business Administration. Check. All these programs are not the same. They are not like 200, 400, but you have your regular programs that you can equally apply for. And of course, by next year, you are in Luxembourg. Of course, I'm in the Netherlands now, so definitely I'm going to visit Luxembourg. Before I come to Luxembourg next year, I want to see many of my people. Okay, I don't want to say my followers because now you are part of my family, right? So I want to meet many of you next year so that we can vibe more. From Netherlands to Belgium is not far. If I take a train, maximum should be 3 to 4 hours. I'm in Antwerp, right? So please put all of these things together. Remember, I am in the Netherlands now. I'm doing another degree. Why did I move to the Netherlands? Because of opportunities that are in Europe. Of course, the same opportunities you are trying to target in Luxembourg. So I will not keep answering this question. The reason I'm doing this video is because I'm trying to answer a particular question some people ask me in my other videos. I think I saw this on Instagram. So I decided that, okay, let me put it out here so that somebody understands. Now, I have talked about the tuition fee. Another thing you should look at when you are trying to apply to the University of Luxembourg is the language. Remember, Luxembourg is a multilingual country, which means that multilingual here means that they are going to, like, not just one language, right? Multilingual, one language, two, one language, two, one language, two, two, three, like that. It's the same thing like Switzerland. So in Luxembourg, they don't speak one language. They speak Luxembourgish, they speak French, they speak English, they speak German. So before you apply to a program, check if the program is in German and English. Check if the program is in English language alone, or check if the program is in Luxembourgish and French. These are the languages spoken in Luxembourg. So I'm just drawing your, like, I just want you to put all of this into consideration so that you don't make errors. Because if you apply to a program, remember I said this is a top school and many people are also applying. They will not be waiting for you. If you do not meet requirements, they will remove you from the list. So please check all of these things, then you apply. Now, I want to emphasize on something. We have talked about the language in Luxembourg, and I want to lay emphasis on this English document. When you are applying for this school, you are going to see the English requirements. They will mention it there. But of course, they will always say that if you come from an English-speaking country, you can show evidence. Nigerians, you may be considered for the English proficiency. Cameroonians, it might be difficult for you to get admissions at the University of Luxembourg without their English proficiency. Now, you know why? Because they know that Cameroon is bilingual. But if you can maybe prove beyond reasonable doubt that you come from an English-speaking country, the English-speaking side of Cameroon, and you've been studying throughout English, it may favor you. We hope so. But remember, as you are doing all these things, maybe trying to inform the school that, oh, you studied in English, or you can speak English fluently, and you are trying to show evidence, maybe using English proficiencies from the GCA board or from your university. Remember that a Japanese, a Chinese, somebody from Indonesia, somebody from Singapore is somewhere already writing the IELTS exam. And when they write and submit it, of course, if you are working with the admissions committee, who are you going to select? Someone with English proficiency or someone with IELTS? Definitely it should be someone with IELTS. So what I'm basically trying to say is pay attention to requirements, read everything in between the line. This procedure, you can do it yourself, right? You can do it yourself. But in the case you cannot do it yourself, that is when you should look for the services of an individual, like an agent. There are still good people out there, but you have to be careful. Like for me, I do applications to the Netherlands, but before I do that, I always tell the people, please book a call so I explain every detail to you you need to know before I carry on. Because as soon as I carry on, I will not come back to start telling you some things that you didn't get at the initial stage. You understand? So work with people like that in transparency. It is very, very important. I hope this helps you. Now, also understand that, like I said, you can study in English, but there is a problem because as soon as you are trying to supply those English documents or stuff like that, somebody is somewhere preparing for the IELTS exam. The University of Luxembourg has just one problem, accommodation issues, but we are going to tackle that in another video. Also remember that public transportation is free. I mentioned that before. And last year there was an application fee. I think 2019, 2020, 2021, there was no application fee. But last 2 years, there has been an application fee. So please take a look at the application fee. Then if there is anything that you need, you just let me know. Then we can trash it as real quick as possible. I'm going to be talking quickly as possible. Sorry. I'm going to be talking about some countries that are open now. Then I'll also talk about some few universities and requirements. So you should put all of this into consideration. I hope this helps you. We are going to meet again in another episode.